When somebody's intention is to make a product look bad, they will be able to do it. Any product, it doesn't matter what product it is. If your intention is to make that product look bad, you're gonna make it look bad. And the viewers, community of haters that you developed are gonna agree with you because they do not like NorthridgeFix. That's the type of community that you built, a community of haters. NF.Flux is in the spotlight again. As you know, if you've been following, we used to carry and sell original Inventec Amtech flux for the longest time, maybe 7-8 years. And we've done really good with the flux. I use the flux myself. I've done some of the best soldering using Amtech flux. And then not too long ago, we came out with NF.Flux. I'm always looking for the better. Anytime I come across a tool that's better than what we are using or selling, we communicate with the factory so we can carry and sell that product. And a lot of times we modify that product for us, specifically for us. So if we are selling this flux, I use it. We do not sell it for the sake of making money, that's part of it, but we sell it because we believe in that product and we want to pass on the good tools to our viewers. So when we came out with NF.Flux, I mentioned how NF.Flux beat Amtech flux, Amtech 559 flux that we used to carry and sell. It beats it on many levels. Number one, it does not evaporate as quick. Number two, it doesn't have a strong odor to it, even though Amtech's smell did not bother me for the past 8 years. Smell of flux, not a big deal. I have a fume extractor and I could live with it. Some fluxes are really heavy on the smell, but with Amtech, I'm okay with the smell. But with the one that we have, no smell, zero odor. I showed in a couple of videos how the flux behave when soldering, how it lasts for a long time. It resists heat. It does not burn quick. It smokes less. It's not rosin. It's synthetic resin. It's made in the lab. Longer shelf life. I explained all the pros and how this flux beats what we used to carry, Amtech 559 flux. A lot of viewers purchased our flux. Every single one of them is a happy customer. Now, one person did a test on the flux. He compared our flux with a lot of other fluxes, from Kester to Steri to I don't know what. And he applied the flux onto a copper board and he heated that copper board for 5 minutes, for 1 hour, and for 24 hours. And guess what? Every single one of the fluxes, they corroded in one way or another, or they changed color, or they became dark. But if you look 24 hours later, if you look at our flux, it did not even flinch. Maybe I can make this image bigger. And I just want you to compare. And that's after 24 hours of heating the flux on a copper PCB board. Look at our flux. NF.Flux. It's still liquid. It did not burn. It did not change color. It did not corrode. None of that. Look at all the other fluxes, some of which are rosin based, and I never tried any one of those fluxes. It's clear which flux is the better option from this image. Recently, one of our viewers and a customer, he purchased the flux along with other stuff. The customer wrote, "Today I received some new precision tweezers and the new NF.Flux from Northridge store. And oh my gosh, what a game changer. I felt like a professional. The tweezers worked amazingly and that flux is on a whole level of awesome." How awesome is this customer to log in to one of our videos and leave that comment? It makes me happy to read comments like this. Because I worked hard, or I always work hard on providing the best tools, the best flux. If we do not use it, we do not sell it, for the most part. Some may say, you are using a different thermal camera than the one that you are selling. We sell the UNI-T UTi260B thermal camera, but I'm using the FLIR E60 camera. I've had this camera for 8-9 years, and I bought it for a couple of $1,000s back then, and it works awesome. Why do I need to open a new UNI-T camera when I already have one? If I have a tool on the bench that we do not sell in the store, it means I've had that tool for a long time. It's working. There's no need to waste and open a tool that we sell if I already have one. Like, for example, if you look here, I'm using the Aten soldering station. This was sent to me by Aten so we can test it and possibly modify and carry and sell the item in our store. It's a dual input station with hot tweezers and the soldering tip. And Aten did mail us over, I would say, over 50 tips to try out. And that's why I have it on my bench. Before this, I had the Weller WX2, which I used for the longest time. Look at all the tips that Aten mailed over to us. Okay. I have a box full of tips. Okay, and I tried a lot of the tips, if the camera can focus. But that's why I'm using the Aten on my bench right now, is so I can try and see how it behaves. And like I always mention, anything that we carry and sell goes through a lot of testing. Sometimes I test the item for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months. Maybe we ask the factory to modify it. We do not reinvent the wheel and create something from scratch. We take something that's already working, already good, and we ask the factory to modify it in one way or another. We brand it and we sell it. For example, before we started carrying and selling the wire that we use to restore traces, this one here, we went through a lot of wires. Okay, I have a box here full of different types of wires. This wire here to this wire here, it's a bag full of wires. Same thing with the braid wick. I tried every braid wick in the market. Every single braid wick in the market. We have over, I would say, 50 different types of braid wicks, different sizes. And we have one from Best. I want to see what's out there before selling a product. And the braid wick that we have beats every single one of the braid wicks that I tested that came from China. A product coming from China does not mean the product is bad. You still have to test it. You have to do quality check. A lot of the tools that we get are made in China, and the US does not manufacture those products. Your only option is to buy from China, but buying from China, you have to know what you are buying. You have to do quality check. Every single item that we get is quality checked by the factory, every single item, and we quality check that product. You buy it from us. You have issues, you send it back to us. Now, if you bought a product, you inflicted damage onto that product, and then you send it back to us, then it does not, warranty is not covered. You buy a GPU, you break the PCIe connector, you cannot blame it on the maker. They will not honor the warranty. But if that GPU fails for no reason, no physical damage, then of course they are obligated. They have to replace it for you. Returns in our shop are very minimal. Very, very minimal. Maybe 1 out of 1,000. 1 out of the thousands of the NF.mini soldering pen that we sold came in because the customer said the screen is not displaying anything. It should display the temperature. You should be able to increase and decrease the temperature. The customer contacted us and he said the pen is not working. The screen is not turning on. Without any hesitation, we told them to send it back. We verified the screen is not turning on, and we sent them another one. We paid for the shipping. We paid to return the item to the customer. So you have the peace of mind. When you buy something from us, it's been inspected by the factory, quality checked, and that's something a lot of tools are not checked for when they are sold on eBay or AliExpress or whatever, but our tools, they go through inspection twice, one from the factory and one from us, especially if we are modifying that product, whatever we are modifying on that product, it has to go through testing, packaging, and all that stuff. So I just wanted to get this aside. And since I already have the box in front of me, remember when I did the video talking about our NF.sucker, the sucker that removes solder, and I explained how we went over every solder sucker in the market. I wanted to see what's out there. I have a box full. I have a box full of all the solder suckers, some of those suckers, they look alike, but they are not the same. If you see something that looks the same, it doesn't mean the item is the same. This one looks like ours. Ours is red, but it's not the same. I explained how the suction is different. Even the sound. Ours clicks and it really sucks solder. And of course, when we carried and sold our pliers, we also went over every plier in the market I mean, it's a box full of stuff. I do not want to go over every single thing inside the box. This one and this one, and you have this one, and you have so what I want to get across is every item that we sell, we compare with other items in the market to come with the best possible product that we can sell and use ourselves, and that's how we sell the items. So when you are buying an item from our shop, you can buy it with your eyes closed, knowing that the item that you are buying is 100% good, 100% tested, and it's being used by a shop like ours. We've been in this business since 2014. I went through a lot of tools. I tested a lot of tools. I have knowledge and experience on what tool is good, what tool works, what tool does not work. Even if you are a donkey who knows nothing and you've been in business for 12 years, you have to learn something about tools. Someday you will become an expert at knowing what each tool does, which one is good and which one is bad. Being 12 years in business, even a donkey can do it. Okay, so an item that we have not released yet, we're still working on it, is a car phone holder. Okay, we purchased every holder in the market. I did mention this in a previous video. Every holder in the market, I have a box full of holders, and I wanted to see which one holds the phone the best, which one handles the vibration, which one works on all vehicles and not just one type of vehicle with a specific angle of a dashboard. Should we do it magnetic? Should we do it as a suction cup? Should we do it as a clip? And I'm getting ideas from all the stuff that we ordered. Maybe I like how the suction cup behaves on this holder, but I like the way this holder holds the phone. Maybe we can make a combination of all the good stuff I found in all 20 holders I ordered and come out with something amazing that we can call amazing. And then suddenly you're going to have somebody that says, oh, China, made in China. We went through a lot of testing. We went through a lot of work to come out with that holder. It's not something that we just buy, sell, make money, done. It does not work like this. And the proof is in all the boxes I just showed you, which I already went over in previous videos. I do not need to prove anything, but I just want to show you where I'm coming from. Now, recently, a YouTuber who has a channel who's always spreading hate about our channel and me as a person. I do not want to mention who that YouTube channel is. I do not want to elevate his status by mentioning his name, but you probably know who he is if you watch his channel. He always want to imitate our voice via AI. He always want to show my picture in his videos as a meme, whether it's done in a negative way or whatever. He's always talking bad about our services. He's always spreading the hate to his viewers. And viewers who do not like NorthridgeFix, and we do not live in a perfect world. Even if you are a saint, some people are going to hate you. All the haters will go over to his channel and they will leave negative comments, and he encourages leaving negative comments. In a lot of his videos, he bashed us. He talked bad about us. He talked about how much money we are making. He talked about how we were not able to fix that certain item. He talked about us selling Chinese Amtech.Flux, where the fact is we are a major distributor of Inventec Amtech.Flux, and we have our name listed on their distribution list when we used to carry Amtech 559. Spreading not only lies, but spreading hate, trying to make fun of the channel, and hate, followed by jealousy, followed by how come he has this and I don't have it, followed by how come his channel has that many followers and mine does not, followed by the list goes on and on and on and on. Now, I always receive emails from followers. Let me go over some of the emails quick. We have an email from this viewer. He said, last few videos, the moron at, I don't want to mention his name, has been bashing you on his channel. Do you know this? Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to go over the person's name or anything like that. And then lastly, he said, I confront him. He deletes the video and re-uploads with video minus the bashing and even photos of your face and only using your old storefront images. And we have this viewer. He sent me an email and he wrote, the guy is saying crap about you and saying you are not professional at doing repair. And I think you need to check him out and call him out on this. You do your best, and I'm a big fan of yours. Every day we receive emails that that person is talking about us in a negative way. And recently he purchased our flux, our NF.Flux. I watched the video because we received a lot of emails that that person is not honest in the way he is reviewing your flux. That person is trying to make your flux look bad. And the first 10 seconds of the video, I purchased NF.Flux. Oh, and I see a lot of bubbles in the syringe. A lot of bubbles. That's not good. Where did the bubbles come from? My question is, where did the bubbles come from? I have a bucket full of flux here, okay? Not a single syringe has a gap of bubble like the one he showed on camera. Like from the front, it was missing almost a bar of flux from the front. It's easy for him to push the syringe back. And one customer or one viewer called him out on this. He said, if you look at the black tab, it's pushed all the way to the back. He inflicted damage to the syringe, and he's trying to tell you, look, it has bubbles. But you know what? It's all right. We're going to fix it. Let's heat up the syringe, and we're going to fix that bubble. Okay? I can easily inflict bubbles on the syringe by pulling on the plunger. Not a big deal, okay? We do not live in a perfect world. If you do see some bubbling in the flux, that's normal. Now, the next thing that he did, after making the bubble an issue with the syringe, he's trying to make the flux look bad the first 10 seconds of the video. Then he quickly went over the orange tip, the orange needle that we have on the syringe. That needle is too big. That needle is going to make the flux run out. I have this syringe on my bench. It does not run out, okay? He's trying to make it seem like a possible problem. This needle is going to dispense a lot of flux. No, we're going to change it. That needle is not good. Let's put another needle, a thinner one. It's not going to dispense as much flux. And again, trying to look for trouble, trying to look for problems. But he did not go far, because as soon as he tried the flux, he tried to reball a memory chip. And he's like, oh, okay. So yeah, it did not. Oh, it's good. Oh, impressive. He got stuck. He got stuck at that moment where he had to say the flux was impressive. Then he went on to reball a BGA chip, the memory chip, and he said, I cannot use this flux because it bubbles. It's going to cause the solder balls to shift and move. This flux is 100% used for BGA work, 100%. I demonstrated how I use the flux on a BGA chip. He did not even try it on a BGA chip because he does not want to show you that the flux works good. It's bubbling. So what? What if the flux is bubbling? You think the flux is going to shift solder balls under a chip? That's the properties of flux. It bubbles when you apply heat onto it. After he was done with not testing the flux on that BGA chip, he used another flux for the BGA chip because he automatically assumed our flux is not going to work for that BGA chip. He was surprised how well our flux worked on reballing the memory chip, but he did not want to give too much positive feedback on the flux. So he said, no, we're not going to try that flux for BGA work. It's going to bubble and it's going to mess up the chip and so on and so forth. Then what he did was he applied our flux onto a mat. He brought his soldering iron. He puts it on the flux, and the flux, within a few seconds, it turned dark brown. Not because our flux is bad, but because his mat burned, and the chemicals of the mat, it mixed along with the flux. I demonstrated how the flux does not easily burn in a lot of the videos, and I'm going to demonstrate it again right now. We have here our soldering station from Aten is currently at 420 degrees Celsius. I do not know if you can read it. 420. We're going to be applying the soldering iron directly on the flux. Let me apply flux here. Fume extractor on. Ready? Where's the browning of the flux? With his test, within 2-3 seconds, the flux went brown. It went round because of the mat that you had under, and one viewer called him up on that, and he deleted his comment. If you are the person who called him up on that, leave it down in the comments, because he deleted your comment. Where's the browning of the flux? Where is the browning of the flux? We are still at 420 degrees, right here. We are still at 420. Let's go up to 400, 480. Nobody solders at 480 degrees. That's extreme. That's the capability and the limit of this machine. Where's the browning of the flux? Where is the browning? The dark, ugly color of the flux. Where is it? We are applying 480 degrees Celsius. When somebody's intention is to make a product look bad, they will be able to do it. Any product, it doesn't matter what product it is. If your intention is to make that product look bad, you're gonna make it look bad. And the viewers, the community of haters that you developed are gonna agree with you because they do not like NorthridgeFix. That's the type of community that you built. A community of haters. Every single one of them, except for a few. One thing he also mentioned is our flux, it gums up. The flux will gum up if you want it to gum up. We never mentioned that the flux is not gonna gum up. This is not liquid flux. You wanna buy liquid flux? It will do the job, but it will evaporate the second you touch the soldering iron onto it. There are fluxes such as the 213 which he used. It's not gonna gum up as fast because it's thin. You cannot have both. You cannot have a flux that's not gonna evaporate and it's not gonna gum up. If it's gonna evaporate, it means the flux is thin. You need to keep applying flux. Or if it's gonna gum up, it means the flux is gonna last on the board. What happens when the flux gums up? You apply a little bit of heat and then you can reuse it again. And I did mention how our flux, you do not need to keep applying flux. One dose goes a long way because you can keep reusing that flux until eventually you cannot use it, or until it gums up too much, or until it becomes unusable. Maybe I can demonstrate. Let's apply flux to this tiny microscopic chip. We're gonna use our NF.mini pen, 420 degrees Celsius, and we're gonna attempt to resolder the pins. That's a tiny chip. If flux is gonna gum up, it's gonna gum up on the tiny components and not on the big components. I'm using the finest tip that we have, the finest soldering tip. Anything smaller than this, solder will not stick onto the tip. Okay, so I applied solder to all 6 pins. And look at how flux is not evaporating. If I was using a thinner flux, let's say Amtech 213, or let's say I'm using liquid flux, it would have evaporated already and you have to apply another dose of flux. Let's keep soldering, back and forth, back and forth. I already did the job. Where's the gumming? If I keep using the flux, it's gonna gum up. What happens when it gums up? Big deal. You apply a little bit of hot air and then it goes liquid again. So when somebody's intention is to talk bad about the flux, he's gonna find ways to talk bad about it. Any product. 10 out of 10 product. If I wanna say something bad, if my intention is to say something bad about that product, I will do it. He was holding himself from trying to say something nice. Holding himself. He was struggling, trying to say something nice. Look at some of the comments he received on that particular video, our NF.Flux review. One viewer wrote, I don't want to criticize too heavily here, but you say that could be a problem several times throughout the video without explaining why it could be a problem, especially toward the end where you are soldering the wires from end to end. You have another viewer, he wrote, seems more like a negative review motivated by jealousy rather than trying to expose a genuine issue with the product or service. Another person wrote, I'll wait for his response. Too much hate in the comments. Funny enough, you have the same name anyway. I smell sabotage. The person is right. A lot of hate in the comments because he developed a community of haters. Another person wrote, well, Alex from NorthridgeFix usually use good products, so I don't think he would sell bad stuff to his customers. 100%, 1000%. And then another person wrote, I'm 10 seconds into the video, I swear they must be beefing. Another person on his channel under the video, he wrote, and I saved those comments because he was deleting a lot of the good comments. He only left the negative ones, the one that would impact us in a negative way, and he's removing the good comments. So I saved those comments before they got deleted. The viewer wrote, I noticed you were not genuine with this when I noticed you pulled more air into the tube, just like the one you use typically when delivered. The black seal on the inside is filled to 10 ml. You pulled it past. How many times? Enough to fill it with bubbles. I understand people not liking NorthridgeFix, but you came here looking for problems. What the viewer is saying is, if you look at our syringe, you see that black mark? You see that black mark? It should be at 10 ml. We always put more than 10 ml in case, God forbid, we have any tiny small bubbles in the flux. You're not gonna lose out on the flux. Every single syringe, it goes past 10 ml. Every single syringe, okay? That's the black mark the viewer is talking about. He pulled the plunger all the way down, that the black mark is almost all the way down, so he can add bubbles onto the syringe. And a lot of comments I was not able to save because he deleted them. And what does that tell you about that person? That not only is spreading hate, filled with jealousy, but he's trying to harm another creator for doing business. He's trying to harm a creator for providing knowledge, services to others, good products that he works hard on testing so he can sell you a good working product, so you do not have to go out there and search for a good product, buy 20, 30 items to figure out which is the good product. I do the work for you. And you know what? People support us. People buy our tools. People are who made this business. They trust in our reviews. They trust that when they buy a product from us, they're gonna get a good product. If you do not like the pricing, you do not have to buy. You do not know what goes on behind the scenes when we sell a product, the expenses that we have when we sell a product. Everything from duties to taxes to shipping, credit card charges. We have our overhead. We have the person packaging your order, packing supplies. We have the software that we lease to make your shipping labels. And the list goes on and on, not including power, not including internet. The list goes on and on and on. We are in business so we can make money. We are not in business to sell you at cost. We are in business to make money. The time that we spend testing the products could exceed a month or 2 months, just testing products so we can come out with a product that we may have modified to fit our standards. Maybe I did not like the way that flux looked. I communicate with the factory. I don't like the viscosity of the flux. Can we work on it? Yes. I don't like the color of the flux. Can we work on it? Yes. And that's why people support us. That's why people buy from us. That's why the NorthridgeFix store is one of the most popular store for buying micro soldering tools. Everything from our students who train in our shop here to people overseas all over the world, they buy tools from us because they trust that we're going to provide them with good tools. Even if you want to buy your items from AliExpress, you don't want to support NorthridgeFix, by all means, you can go ahead and do this. And then the list of negatives goes on and on and on. And then at the end of the video, he said, yeah, I would try it. I would try the flux. If you want to buy it, it's good flux for reballing, but I would not use the flux for anything else. He does not want to give a good review. He was struck by how good the flux is, but he doesn't want to give it too much good feedback. And then what he did will blow your mind. He listed a link for the other flux that he used, not the NF.Flux. He listed a link down in the description, but he did not list a link to our flux. Why give the guy business? His flux is good, but why give the guy business? Not gonna put his link. And this right there shows you jealousy level 1,000, 1 million, I don't know. I just wanted to quickly go over this video without mentioning any names. You probably know who I'm talking about, but do not believe everything that you see. As a matter of fact, he reviewed some products on his site, and I would say 99% of products that he reviewed, negative, 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 negative. You cannot get something positive from a negative person. For those haters who want to support him, for those haters who want to play along, by all means, okay? If a dog bites you, you do not bite back. I can easily do the same. Talk bad about him in every video, put his pictures, put his voice. But why elevate his status by mentioning his name? Why? Right? So we're gonna end the video right here. If you have something to say, leave it down in the comments, and I will see you again in the next video. Both Big Boss and my dad are off today. Big Boss is the one who disassembles devices, puts the board on my bench so I can work on them. And he has a couple of boards for me to work on. That should fill my time. And my dad is off, so he cannot fulfill orders. I'm gonna fulfill some of the orders so I can help him out. And tomorrow he will continue with the rest. Maybe I'll add fulfilling orders to this video, fulfill some of them. And I will see you again in the next video. I already fulfilled about 20, 25 orders, and I'm gonna do a few more, and my dad can handle the rest tomorrow. The customer ordered 3 fume extractors and also replacement filters. Here the customer ordered UV light, low melt solder, a green UV mask, nose plier, and the NorthridgeFix dual-headed brush. Fume extractor as well. And we have a big order here. NF Mini, solder roll, braid wick, Amtech 213, dual-headed brush, right, or double-headed prying tool, mat, alcohol bottles, brush, and it looks like the customer has page 2 also. NF.Flux. Customer ordered 1 syringe, and this one is going international. $19.99 first class mail, international. If you order 1 syringe or 10 syringes, it should be the same price as long as it's under 1 pound. NF.Flux, he ordered 1 syringe, and shipping in the US is $6 for first class mail, and that goes up to 1 pound. So even 20 syringes would fit in the first class envelope, and you pay $6.95. Customer ordered NF Mini and grinding pen, NF.Flux, and 1 syringe, $6.25 first class mail. NF.Flux, 1 syringe, and we have solder roll. NF.Flux, and customer ordered 5 pieces. He's in California, so he's paying tax, $2 something, and first class mail. We do not charge tax if you are outside of California. NF.Flux, how many syringes? 1, and UV green mask, UV light. NF.Flux, customer ordered 3 syringes, right? And here customer ordered NF.Flux, 1 syringe. Same here, 1 syringe, NF.Flux, first class mail. Amtech 213 Flux, and customer ordered 6 syringes. We still carry and sell Amtech 213 Flux. NF.Flux, customer ordered 5 syringes. He's paying $11.95 for priority mail, which is 2 to 3 days, or 1 to 3 days in the US. Faster than first class. Customer ordered NF.Flux and 1 syringe, grinding pen, and low melt solder. Pad strips. And here we have NF.Flux. Customer ordered 1 syringe, ceramic scissors, silicone thermal pads, NF.Mini. We have NF.Flux. I mean, every single order has NF.Flux in it, whether it's 1 syringe, 2 syringes, 5, and some order 25. NF.Flux, we have one syringe, and this one is going international. And we have NF.Flux, and this one is, what else? Dual-headed brush. This one is local, $6.25 shipping. We have NF.Flux, and this person ordered 5 syringes, $19.95, international country. And what country is this? United Kingdom. Okay. And we have a large order here. NF.Flux is one of them. 1 syringe, magnetizer, screen opening tool, ESD spudger, ultra thin prying tool, pad strips, braid wick. And he has another page also. Mechanic UV light. We have NF.Flux, and customer ordered 1 syringe, local. Braid wick, low melt solder, ceramic scissors, and soldering iron tip cleaner. So those are the orders I still need to take care of, but I'm not going to be able to do all of them. Maybe I'll do 5 more. I already did a lot here. And I will see you again in the next video.